Hey everybody, it's Ever back with you from Hood Time Welding. Today we're going to be working on something I think you've probably seen in the background on the last couple videos. It's a bucket. So what you can see here is she's pretty beat up. We actually even have a hole in it. I think these are probably for drainage holes. I'm going to have to ask the customer if he wants new ones put in or if he wants those taken out, but she's pretty beat up, pretty used. So the customer asked me to plate it with some 1/4 inch. Originally thought I was going to do a whole plate, but I think I'm going to be better off if I just plate each side of this central support here. But as you can see, I'm going to have to do a lot of cleaning. You're going to bring it right up and around if I got enough steel. So about here, we're going to have to start heating it to bend it over both sides. When I'm welding this one's going to be with stick because it's a little heavier duty application. So I'd rather go with a little bit heavier duty. MIG's a good welding process, but like we talked about on the last one, or on my one video of when I was talking about MIG welding, you get a little bit more penetration with stick, and I'll turn it up a little bit higher. And we'll actually probably go with, usually I'd weld with 70-18 on something like this, but I might even, I have some 80-18, which if you don't know what that means, the 70 part of the first part is the tensile strength, so it's 70,000 pounds. Where if I use 80-18, it's 80,000 pounds, so it's a little bit harder rod. And with something like this, it gets a lot of wear. It might be better off going with that heavier rod, just so that we get the. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Just so we get the more wear, and we actually might do some squiggles down it, just so that gives it a little extra to wear on. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and get working on this. Probably the first thing I'm going to do is measure this up and get the strips cut, and then we'll worry about cleaning it and starting to fit it and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. I know it's not a new day for you, but it's a new day for me. Yesterday, you saw me welding up on the inside here. The only thing we have left to do is we're going to pop 2 holes. What I'm going to do is do a pilot hole from the inside, and then we'll use our hole saws to cut those out. The customer wants them in, so then that way the bucket can drain when they're lifting up stuff. And I think it probably breaks the suction a little bit on the when you've got mud in there and stuff. See if we can get this flipped up one-handed. So I had some holes that I needed to fill, and I figured it'd be easier to weld it from the inside and then come out here and grind this down, so when we weld it out here, it's all right. You can see it's fit on there pretty good for what the tools I had. So after we got the pilot holes, we're actually going to seal those holes because we don't want water to get between the 2 skins. So that's what we're going to try to do is I'll drill a hole and then I'll flatten it out, and then I'll put a little bead around the inside. And that's just to try to keep water from getting in between the 2 skins, because especially around here, around here we have problems with stuff freezing, and you know, the water would get in there in the winter and freeze and stuff. So we're trying to keep that from happening. That's why I welded the inside like I did, and that's why I'll be welding around these holes. So let's go ahead and put you on time lapse, and we're going to get those holes drilled. Once we get those, we'll just fill around that hole, and then we'll weld it all up. all done with welding this up. Just going to start off by showing you the inside. You can see I sealed everything up, including the 2 holes there. Like I said, I didn't want water getting behind here and filling that up and then freezing in the winter, so I tried to seal it off. Why I'm getting this flipped so you can see better. So you saw me using 70 my MIG on some of it, and I want to explain. What I did was there was a few spots where it was either a little thin or it was just melting through because it was thin enough. So I used the 7018 just to fill the holes, and then on the outside everything's the 8018. So now let's get back to looking at it. You can see she fit up pretty nice. Right here you can see I did a lot of extra welding because what it was is that center plate was really thin right here. So my thought was it's not going to be long and that would wear through. So that's why I wanted to put that layer of 8018 over top of it. So then that way we know that section right there is good. Because like down here, we didn't have any problems. Up here, we didn't have any problems. So it was just really thin right here where it gets worn on a lot. So like I said, I wanted to build it up so he didn't have to worry about that wearing through. So I'll finish showing you the sides here. Pretty decent welding. I don't do a ton of stick, so I don't get it as much. Now what these lines are about are wear lines. Because this is the section of the bucket from probably about here to here where those bad sections were. So this has got to be where it gets worn the most. So my thought is a wear on the weld before it actually starts getting down to the plate. So that's why I put those on there. He didn't ask me to do that, but I figured he's spending the money to get it replated. Something to help out. It took me an extra, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes to put those on. And if it gives it, you know, extra time to be used or longer use, I don't think he's going to be mad about it. I know I'd want to do it, so let me get you flipped around here. So anyways, that's reskinning a bucket. Hope you enjoy my content, and as always, if you have any comments or questions, go ahead and ask them. Big thumbs up is always appreciated, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.